ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, however you identify. Welcome to the Super Metroid Map Randomizer 2025 Winter Tournament. I am WXFan21, one of the admins here for this tournament. We are so incredibly glad to have you here. This is the start of the tournament. It is DRockyLizard versus JDouble. This is the first race of this tournament. And with that being said, I'm going to do a little bit of a wrestling intro for you. This is your opening contest, set for 2 out of 3 games. Fighting out of the red corner is DRockyLizard. Fighting out of the blue corner is JDouble. Again, I'm WXFan21, one of the admins here for this tournament. And on behalf of every single admin, Drocky, Sunwoo Farmer, there were so many of us, from the Divine all the way over to Aussie and so many others that we are going to shout out throughout the entire time, such as Edible Toaster as well. This is the start of the tournament. Kupo's here as well as an admin and for Inertia. Let's get things started. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to your commentators for this opening best of 3. It is Sinith and Wordsayer. Take it away.
Thank you so much for that intro, WX fan. I don't know if we can make that even more hype there he was. This is Sinith coming at you, and I'm being joined by Words. How you doing, Words?
Hi there. Hello. I'm doing okay. Little nervous because this is my first time commentating for Map Rando, so I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this tournament for almost a year, basically ever since the last one finished, because I wasn't able to participate in that one. But yeah, shout outs to the tournament organizers for putting all this together. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, make sure that you click on that restream bot so you can see the stream before it comes to the live channel, and we can commentate off of that. But otherwise, it's good to have you, and we'll see how you do in commentary.
Woohoo! All right, so we are starting out with, I believe, item draft. So the format of this tournament, there's 3 different game modes the runners are going through, and the first one we're starting with is item draft, where the game will be starting with 2 major items. Basically, each player gets to ban an item, and then they each pick an item to start with. Looks like we're going. Yes, but the players have chosen Charge Beam and Screw Attack, which is a really interesting choice to me. Kind of tame picks, if you ask me, in terms of what you could start with. Charge Beam means they don't really have to be hunting for ammo for killing bosses. That's usually a big thing in these randomizers. Trying to make sure you have like enough ammo in case you don't find charge, because you need to be able to kill Ridley and Mother Brain. So that mostly eliminates that concern. And then Screw Attack just like gives way like more convenient movement in a lot of situations. You can kill enemies really quickly. And another like subtle thing is Screw Attack can break a lot of bomb blocks, so it might actually make the randomizer place morph later than it normally would, because Screw Attack can fill a lot of the needs that you would need Morph Ball for. So I'm curious to see how that plays out throughout this seed.
Yeah, definitely. And the first thing that our runners are really going to be looking for is a map check. I mean, this is Map Rando. The maps are completely mixed up, and the rooms are completely mixed up. We don't know where any of these entrances go until we get a map for them.
Yeah, have we seen? I'm sure they spotted the map somewhere, but I didn't see where it was here in Norfair. Yeah, this early game, generally speaking, you're just doing a lot of blind checks because you don't have access to a lot, so pretty much just every door you have access to, you go for. And DRocky, I think the first one to find Morph, yeah. Bottom of Business Center here. JDouble is about to get it. So where does Morph let us go here? We got the Main Street item, which is X-Ray.
Morph is required. Morph is normally the first item that you're going to get. There's not a lot of places you can go. Although, with these settings, we could be seeing seeds later down the line where we find like super missiles first and power bombs, and like we find Barrier first. But we're not finding Morph Ball until like 10 minutes into the seed, and we're like, where in the world is Morph Ball?
Yeah. It's usually very early, but every now and then you get one of those where it's just like, where the heck is it? Why don't I have Morph yet?
Yeah.
Okay, DRocky removing through Metroid room. Screw Attack notably gives you logical access through those Metroid rooms because they just kind of bounce off of you. Getting an item room here for DRocky. We'll see what he finds. Bombs. Okay. That opens up a lot. You don't have to worry about any bomb blocks anymore. You can also infinite bomb jump to get up to any height as long as it's not a water room. So that opens up quite a lot of options already early in the seed. It looks like Doublé didn't grab the bombs, I think. Did I miss that? So that could be interesting. If he's overlooked that and he doesn't come back for it, that could have some interesting implications.
Yeah, because without the bombs, you're stuck with the amount of power bombs you have to be able to break open bomb blocks, which we only have 5 right now, which is not enough, if you ask me, with no bombs.
Five power bombs is very scary. It's very easy to just get stuck with like not having enough ammo to do the things you want to do. And then you have to farm on bugs that have like a 4% drop rate. It can be really rough sometimes. Okay, Doublé is going back up. No, he's reloading the room to turn the lights on, I guess. He is gonna want those bombs though, because that is top right of ship through that left door, and you need bombs to be able to get back up from there. Or you need some sort of can fly. In this case, it's bombs.
Rocky is utilizing the power bombs to light up the room really quick just to help him get back out of the fire fleas area.
Yeah, he was.
That's some interesting tech right there. Never thought of using power bombs for.
Yeah, really clever though. But no, when you get stuck down there in fire fleas and you've killed all of the fleas, it can be really rough trying to figure out how to get out because you cannot see anything. You're completely blind. Okay, DRocky has found the bottom of Climb Supers. Also, ship is in Norfair. Let me just make a note of that for later when we're dealing with escape and things and knowing where the players have to go to. Ooh, Doublé. Okay, never mind. He had to save. It's always scary when you like fall into a big water room, like as soon as you enter the door. But he had to save, so it wasn't a big deal.
So part of the item draft here is we get the ban items as well, right? Words. So Drocky banned Grav and Jay banned Spring Ball. Oh,
that's interesting. So neither of them wanted water movement, but they got grapple anyway. Doublé peeking Climb Supers item. It is just a reserve tank. So probably won't have a big reason to come back for that later.
So this is a new map area, and as we're kind of seeing, areas can be anywhere. So we find there's jail that we just found. It's inside the Meridia area, which is, the way that this gets mixed up is very interesting.
Yeah, because the area names are kind of arbitrary. They're not completely arbitrary, but you'll have plenty of Norfair, like what would normally be Norfair rooms in Meridia and vice versa. I think the area names are assigned by size. So like Norfair will always have a larger number of tiles filled than Meridia. I think it goes Norfair, Brinstar is the next biggest, then Meridia, Criteria, Torian, and Wreck Ship. So that can also influence a lot of decision making, where it's like you get the map and you see a lot of connectors. Speaking of Doublé getting the map just now for Meridia, it looks like it connects to Norfair and Torian. But yeah, if you see a few different connectors, if you're going by probabilities, it's usually better to go for the bigger area because it's more likely to have stuff you're looking for. But that can also point you in the wrong direction sometimes. So it's an interesting bit of strategizing.
One of the things that we saw in that map check was a Mother Brain room, so we know where Mother Brain is already.
So Mother Brain is in Meridia, ship is in Norfair. Okay, DRocky found super missiles, but it's through Screw Attack Room, which is heated, and you need a can fly to get out. Also, DRocky stumbling on Mother Brain, so he also has that information now. But yeah, I don't know if Rocky's gonna be able to keep these supers. Because you could bomb jump out, Doublade finding the same thing, and he's gonna get the same bad news. He does not have speed booster, so he can't do waterway. But they both now know if once they get the ability to do that Screw Attack Room, they can get supers. I don't know if that's going to be their first logical supers, but we'll see. They both have the information. Dragonbird calling top left is Varia, or is that a minute ago? I don't know. I didn't see that major. Oh, that waterway major? Yeah, that could be Varia. Well, I don't know, because you need a way to get out.
And a minor. Couple of E-tanks. Couple of important items and some sand pits.
Yeah. Which they don't have any water movement really outside of grapple yet. So I don't know how much of this they can actually do. Top right was Mama Turtle. I don't know if they can get there yet. Doublade moving on to Torian, finding Big Pink, which is huge. Has 3 items. There's our first supers, because he should be able to keep that. Ice Beam. Ooh, okay. Doublade taking an early lead here by finding Big Pink first. Looks like he's gonna need a map too, maybe? It's gonna be an interesting path to get there. But it's right there next to Big Pink. So there should be a room that connects and gets you to that.
So you're in this tournament as well, aren't you, Words?
I am, yeah. I'm playing Sephi first round, so that's a little scary.
Tell us about some of the logic here. So like grapple jumps in very hard logic, or how the logic works out.
For which room? Or
not even for which room, just in general.
For grapple beam?
Yeah.
Yeah, so grapple, usually when I see grapple, the first thing I look for is Everest, which is the big water room that was left of ship. We've already seen, because it's really hard to get to those upper doors in that water room without something like grapple or gravity suit. So in my mind, I'm not really thinking about grapple anymore because it's already been justified by Everest, because that's given us access to a whole bunch of stuff. There are a few other rooms it could be used for. Coliseum is one, the big room before Dragon in vanilla with the Metroids in it. And there's a few other niche cases, like getting across the top of Bubble Mountain, or crossing Moat, for instance, is another one, where there's just... It's easy to forget all the grapple locations. We did see Mama Turtle, actually, in northeast of Meridia, which has a grapple point to get that top item, and that was a major. So that's definitely something the racers want to be remembering here. I don't know if they had access to that yet.
Right. And what about Indiana Jones?
Indiana Jones. No, that is expert tech. That is the only vanilla intended strat that is an expert trick, getting across to the item at Indiana Jones with grapple, because grappling on those green bugs that are flying back and forth, it's possible, but it is a massive pain. So we're not thinking about that right now. That is not something we really care about. Oh, Doublade had to revert out.
Yoinked.
Oh,
he got yoinked into the sand pit.
That is unfortunate. Dang.
Yeah, which set him back a little bit. So now it's Drocky's chance to try and get some... Oh, nice. He got through.
Yeah. So just like that, Rocky has the lead. Yeah, Doublade does have a small consolation in that he knows where all the valuable stuff is up there in Big Pink. In Torian, but he does have to redo a decent bit of traversal to get back there.
This is the baby room, but doing it backwards like this, the baby doesn't appear. If you do it the other direction, the baby will appear, suck all your life away, and then you have to survive until you have enough. You can actually get through the room.
Yep. Yeah. A particularly rude situation that doesn't look like it's happening here, but sometimes the baby room will be next to a heated room, so the baby will leave you at 1 health, and then if the next room is a heated room, you're just dead. There's nothing you can do. You have to turn back.
Speaking of heated rooms, here's our Varia suit.
Unless you get Varia, there you go. So that is very good for DRocky.
All right, so now Double is trying to get across this pit again, using the ice beam to freeze up these bugs, try and get across the pit without...
Yep, using supers to kill the yapping moths too. That is the scariest part of this room. Oh no! He fell again. So, one very important and difficult mechanic to keep on top of in this game is sand pits and turnaround animations. For some reason in this game, when Samus is turning around, that animation is what we call uninterruptible. So we can use that to our advantage in a lot of cases, like if we need to do a jump and there's a ledge that Samus is gonna bonk her head on, like a ceiling, you can turn around as she's bonking that ledge and you'll just kind of slip past it. It's a really bad thing when it comes to sand pits, because if you try to turn around when you're landing in the sand pit, it will ignore the collision with the sand pit and you'll just sink really far down and then it'll be too late to get out. And that's exactly what happened to Double there, which is, it's really tough and scary because when you're dealing with sand pits like this, you're doing a lot of back and forth movement, trying to land on the right spots and get out. So like, it's very easy to get caught just turning around when you land and then you're just in the sand and you're done.
Yeah, but Drocky made that room look easy both directions.
Yep, it's one of those rooms that you're kind of forced to get good at because it comes up a lot. So yeah, that's one of those things where it's like Double is suffering a bit here, but you have to know that Rocky has suffered just as much in the past because at any given point, all of us runners, like, we're new to the game, and like there's always something that just like you don't know and you just have to experience it a few times to learn it. Oh no, Double getting grabbed again.
No,
not like this. Yeah, it is a very tough room to get through. Learning through pain, exactly, Tickles.
So Drocky's got some...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, looking over the map. I'm thinking go beat the Mama Turtle at this point.
Yeah. I keep forgetting to look and see what the path is to see if they can actually get there. Because, like, I feel like one of these two runners would have gone for that already if they had access before. Maybe Ice Beam or Varia gets you there. He can keep these supers now because he has Varia, so he can bomb jump back up if he has to, but he can also just go through worst room in the game for whatever's down at the bottom. Capel, I'm not really sure actually on the logic. It might expect supers. And I think with supers only it is in logic. I don't know if it's in logic with nothing. That yoink room. Okay. Looks like Dublay's got it. Yeah, he got across.
He's not happy with himself, but he got across.
Yeah. I understand that pain. I've very recently even I've had plenty of seeds where it's just like I get stuck on something very early. I know this is the way forward and I just keep messing it up over and over, and you can just feel the time slipping away.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm a fan of saying in these races that anything can happen at any time. So, we found Speed
100%.
Booster.
Okay, speed is huge in a lot of ways. Speed is one of the few items in the game that there's really no replacement for. One of the beautiful things about Super Metroid randomizers in particular is there's multiple solutions to almost every problem. Like there's a lot of bomb blocks. You can get bombs or you can get power bombs. Both solve the problem there. Sometimes screw attack will break the bomb blocks if they're in a position where you can use that. So it's like there's just a lot, like hell runs. You can get Varia, which negates the heat damage, or you can just grab a lot of health to deal with not having Varia. Speed, on the other hand, there are quite a few situations, quite a few rooms that you just can't get through without speed, without like expert level tech or higher. So speed can be. Oh no! Double!
This means
he's trying to damage down through the baby room, so he wasn't sitting in the cutscene for as long, but he just took too much damage. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. Now he's got to redo that Yapping Maw room to get to Barrier Suit.
Oof. Oh, here's that bomb jumping from Rocky. Going up worst room in the game. This is not a fun bomb jump to have to do. But he gets it. I'm pretty sure that was first try.
Yeah, that was basically first try.
Yeah. But yeah, like again, Speed Booster can be a big swing in some of these races. Because someone can be really far ahead, they have all the equipment to do almost everything in the game, and then they run into one speed locked room that's in the way of the last boss they have to beat. And if that happens, then that gives an opportunity for the other person to come back if they happen to find speed sooner than the first runner. But that eliminates Rocky getting speed now kind of eliminates that particular comeback potential for Double. But again, like you said, anything can happen. There's so many ways you can just lose so much time in these races.
Yeah, so don't discount our runners just because something bad happens to them. Something terrible could happen to Rocky later on. We don't know. I mean, it's the nature of randomizer.
Yep. Okay, Divine saying ice point puts Yoink Room in medium, otherwise high jump space or grab. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's in medium with ice. And then it's in hard logic with supers. Okay, that makes sense. Nice escape from DRocky from that screw attack room. That's a bit of logic I feel like you don't see very often. Using high jump to jump from the door to get that wall jump to get up. I think that is in logic. If it's not, it's probably very hard, which is just barely out of logic. With speed, that's in logic. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, so that's one of the more subtle things you would never realize about Super Metroid without playing the game, like just by watching it, is Speed Booster does some weird things to your jump height. So basically, when you have Speed Booster equipped and you're holding the run button, your jump height is proportional to your run speed. But it also, I think, is like a multiplier on your default jump height. So like without high jump, it actually makes your jump shorter. But with high jump, even if you get like just one tile of runway, your jump will actually go a little bit higher. So you can make some jumps you wouldn't be able to without Speed Booster.
All right, Double's got the Very Suit again. He's got the Ice Beam again. Let's see if he can escape and get back out of here.
Let's go, Double. Can we get some holds in the chat?
Don't damage down too much on the Metroid. Just wait for it. Just wait for it.
Yeah, I think he's just playing safe here. He also has a reserve, so even if he takes a hit on the other side, he should be fine.
Right. I would probably burn my reserve right now just to be sure that I don't get a double hit.
Yeah, that is there he goes. He knows. Yeah, that's a very important and weird mechanic about reserve tanks. So when your reserve tank triggers, it actually pauses the game in a sense while the reserve tank refills your normal health. However, if that freeze frame takes too long, it can actually exhaust the invulnerability frames that you have from getting hit. So if you get hit by a strong enough attack and your reserve tank is full, it can actually hit you twice. So what you'll see runners do a lot is exactly what Dublé has done here, where you leave just a little bit of health in your reserve tank so that when that tank actually triggers, you don't get double hits. You can survive some hits that you wouldn't have otherwise.
It's a Shack Tool race time.
Woohoo! Everybody loves Shack 2.
And this is the way forward towards Mama Turtle, I believe.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't see what else was in the way, but I can definitely understand people not wanting to check Shack Tool early because of how long it takes. Although, if you break the sand and enter and like go through the room, the sand will stay broken. So the next time you come through, you don't have to wait for Shack Tool or a snail anymore. Although I did figure out the hard way that if you enter through the left door, let Shack Tool break the sand and go back through the left door, it does not stay broken. You have to go through the room. You have to go through both doors for the sand to stay gone. It's a really weird interaction, but worth knowing because you can't just be like, let me just break the sand for later and come back.
Chat, can we get some let's goes in chat for Dublé? Because he just got through the room and now he has his Varia. Oh, Wave is on top of Mama Turtle.
Wait, interesting. Okay. So Rocky's just going to reset out of that because it's not worth the time to come back with it. Wave Beam only does a handful of things in terms of progression, which if you're good enough with gate glitching, you almost never actually need Wave Beam to progress through a seed. So Rocky just deciding that it's not worth keeping that item. It's not worth the time it takes to walk back. So he just resets out of it. But one thing that's interesting to note here is both runners essentially have go mode at this point, barring a speed lock, which would be bad for Dublé. But they have Varia, they have 3 tanks, they have Charge Beam, so they can kill all the bosses. They have decent water movement. They have Ice and High Jump and Grapple, and yeah, they have Charge. So yeah, so all Rocky really needs to do here is find the bosses. Beams and other things would be nice just to make things go a little bit faster. But he could finish the game right now if he knew where all the bosses were, I think.
Yeah, and we know where
assuming
is,
so
he's
good enough with the Ridley
fight.
fight.
Sorry.
Oh
yeah, that's true. Assuming the Ridley fight goes well.
Yeah, like it's possible to beat Ridley with this equipment. That doesn't mean it's easy.
Yeah, I know it's not easy. I've tried doing 5 tank Ridleys and I die.
Yeah, it's a tough fight for sure.
Ridley is just a bully.
He really is. I had a race the other day where like I was doing a suitless Ridley, which is already really hard, and like there's a manip we do like to get him pogoing on the left side of the platform so you can just stand under him and shoot up, but you have to make him turn around, and like I've been doing that fight constantly for like the last year, and 3 times in a row when I was trying that fight in that race, he just refused to turn around. I don't know why, and yeah, it cost me so much time. So like that, yeah, you'd never know. Even the best runners out there are still never guaranteed to beat a Ridley fight. So yeah, anything can happen.
Ooh. Oh. Trying to do uwus here.
Oh, UWJ. DRocky, good luck. I hope your hand health is okay. Please don't get carpal tunnel syndrome. Yeah, for those who don't know, UWJs are underwater wall jumps, which is very much not intended to be possible by the developers of the video game. Basically, what DRocky has to do, he has to abuse the fact that momentum is really weird underwater. So like when you turn around, it kind of reverses your momentum and starts sending you backwards. So it's like you have to turn away from the wall to jump, then turn back toward the wall to reverse your momentum, and then turn back again to do the jump again. It's a really strange sequence of inputs. It takes a while to get it under your hands. And you can see, like, with each jump, he's barely gaining any height. So it's a lot of effort to gain a little bit of height. However, this Main Street is in logic currently because he has high jump and ice beam, which logically and hard is enough to get you up. But he already killed the crab that he was supposed to use to climb that particular jump. So he was trying to back it up with UWJ, but it looks like his hands got worn out, understandably so.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to be checking landing spot next.
Yeah. Sparking up to the top right of ship, always fun. Yeah, and if you didn't know, you can store a spark, then save and refill at the ship, and then still have the spark afterward and just go immediately, which is a fun little time save. Saves just a few seconds of having to recharge the spark after saving. Dublé running into Coliseum, which is one of the other major uses of grapple beam. Because you can get across this room with grapple only. I don't know if that's in hard logic. It might require high jump. Because it's just, with high jump, it's a little easier to avoid falling in the sand. But Dublé's making quick work of it. He's doing pretty well. This room, the sand in this room is particularly dangerous though, because there are spikes at the bottom of it. If in some sand pits, if you fall into the sand with high jump, you can still kind of keep jumping and make your way out of it. However, because there are spikes underneath the sand, you're constantly taking hits, so there's just no way to actually progress vertically to get out of that sand. So it's an immediate soft lock if you fall in there. If you fall all the way down in the sand, if you're on the surface, you can jump back out.
Ooh. Dublé is doing some spicy tech here, trying to use grapple beam to kill the mock droids, along with using it to try and climb these walls.
Yeah. So yeah, grapple can be really finicky in this room. So when you grapple to a wall, you can wall jump off of it, but it's kind of finicky because if you're right next to the wall when you grapple, you'll see Samus just kind of stays in this hanging animation. So like you have to manage your distance very carefully to like be a few tiles away from the wall, grapple to it, and then she'll stick to the wall in what looks like a wall jump animation, and then you can jump off the wall and gain height that way. But Dublé was suffering a little bit with not getting that particular animation, so you're just kind of hanging there and you can't do anything.
This looks like it's going to be a super missile into freezing a crab to, maybe we're just going to jump off of it?
Ooh, almost. Yeah, Rocky trying this cheeky little ice beam setup to get up to the top of crab hole. Don't hit the crab. Okay, he's good. So that particular method of getting up is not in logic, but there is another method that is in logic that's a bit more involved, but a bit simpler to pull off. But Rocky going with that strat because it's faster, and I would argue more consistent if you actually are able to pull it off. It just involves what we call a flatly, which is a weird like moonwalk to the ledge, turn around, it's not frame perfect, but a quick wall jump in mid turnaround animation. It's weird. I don't actually understand why it works, but it does.
So Phantoon is probably the hardest boss to find because he's literally a one-tile boss, and usually the map that is in the same area that he's in doesn't work. So it's not like you can map to find him. You actually have to explore the entire map to find him. Now, a little trick that I've learned is he's usually right next to the map room.
In fact, he's actually always right next to the map room. I don't know if that was like in the original build of Map Rando, but for sure in the current build, Phantoon always has to be connected to the map room that is dead, like the map room that is not functional. So that can be he's still kind of a more annoying boss to find, but once you find the map, it narrows down quite a lot where he can be. This time he was in West Ocean, which we've come to call Phantoon's home because it seems like he shows up in West Ocean way more than any other room. Because you need a room that has both left-facing doors and right-facing doors. Because the left-facing door will be the map, and then Phantoon is always a right-facing door, as you can see. So, yeah, Rocky, when he saw the map connected to West Ocean, he knew he was going to be one of these right-facing doors.
I guess fun fact about that word is that the map room is on one side of the room, and the Phantoon fight's on the other side of the room in vanilla.
Yep.
Very nice Phantoon fight. And that's our first of the G4 down, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Have we? I don't think we've even spotted any of the other bosses. The runners might have seen them on their maps, but I didn't catch it if they were there. So Phantoon is also in Norfair. We're about to get information on the Norfair map as soon as Rocky can make his way around. Divine says if the map is in West Ocean, Phantoon has an 85% chance to be there. That is kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy, yeah. We got enough E-tanks to make this lava dive a little less hectic. Chat, be sure that you're following the runners DRockyLizard and Jay Dublé. We can't do these runs without them. And this is the very first run of the tournament. We're going to be doing all 3 games here if it goes to a game 3. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And if you've enjoyed the commentary so far, give my friend here Words a follow. WX Fan for being an admin and doing all the admin stuff, and Brucey for tracking.
And don't forget to give Synth a follow as well. I did spot Kraid is also in Norfair on the east side from that map that Rocky got. I'm getting a major down here, bottom left of West Ocean. We'll see what it is. Spring Ball.
Spring Ball.
Okay. Luxury item. Yeah, Spring Ball can be quite impactful in the early game, especially because it can give you water movement. But given that Rocky already has ice and high jump and grapple, Spring Ball doesn't unlock a whole lot in terms of progression. So that's probably just a filler item at this point.
So what do you think Rocky's looking for at this point?
The way I would be playing this would just be looking for maps. Looking for maps, locate your bosses, find your win conditions, and just finish the race. However, he could still be looking for gravity. There are like 1 or 2 rooms that aren't really navigable without gravity in hard logic. So he could be still holding out for that just in case something is locked behind one of those rooms. Everything else, I think, is just convenience at this point. He might be looking for more super missiles to make the Ridley fight easier, because he does only still have ice in charge. So that that's a lot of charge shots, even with 25 supers. But he does have other ammo.
Excise strats.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, he's already at 25 supers. It only takes 30 supers to kill Ridley. So, and power bombs and missiles also do damage. So if he goes in at full ammo, he already has enough to kill Ridley without firing a single charge shot.
Right.
So I personally wouldn't be too concerned about ammo here. Nice speedy jump from Dublé to get out of Screw Attack room.
I was gonna say the same.
Yeah, Rocky having second thoughts, goes back to pick up that missile. Mother Brain in these settings, Mother Brain always has the same health as Ridley. And in these settings, she also takes double damage from supers, which Ridley also does. So if you have enough ammo for Ridley, you probably have enough ammo for Mother Brain. Except the first phase, you need enough missiles to break the tank.
Right.
So it is slightly more. So now Rocky has 40 missiles, which is enough to break the tank without a single super. Break the tank and kill Mother Brain 1.
Right. So Draki is going up to the map room into this area here. This is your Brinstar area.
Okay, map is right here, so we'll find out in a minute what all is in Brinstar.
Let's see.
I saw Ridley.
Yep, I see Ridley as well.
Yep, in the top. So I think, unless the runners have seen it and we didn't, Dragon is the only boss that we don't know the location of. I think Dublé still is missing a lot of that information.
Mm-hmm. Dublay's heading towards that major singing Mama Turtle. We know it's Wave Beam, so it's depending on what Dublé thinks about Wave Beam. Could be nothing, or could be, just an extra piece of damage.
Yeah, Wave Beam would help a lot with Ridley, just on damage, because I think Ice Beam by default does 90 damage per charge shot, and Wave Beam does like close to 200. Like Ice and Wave together do that much, if I'm remembering correctly. So like it is a significantly better fight if you have Wave Beam on top. All right, Rocky going into Ridley right now. We'll see how this fight goes. Good start. Hasn't missed any supers yet. He might have to fire a few charge shots or a couple power bombs here because he only came in with 20 missiles. Okay, he's doing some charge shots. So a cool thing about Ridley, it takes 30 supers exactly to kill, and then when Ridley is at half health, he will turn a dark red color, or darker red. So you can kind of use that and like hold 15 super missiles, and then when he turns red, you just fire all the rest of them. You don't have to do any counting to make that to make that calculation. Okay, looks like he's red now. So he just needs to fire 15 of his remaining 16 supers, and that should be a dead Ridley. Oh, he missed one, but he saved one, so he's all good. And he just needs to get grabbed, and that's a dead Ridley. GG's to Rocky.
Quick Ridley fight.
Very quick.
So that's 2 bosses down for Draki.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Dublé did the same thing. He saw the wave beam and just reverted out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so DRocky has located Kraid, and he just needs to find Dragon. Kraid being in Norfair. I'm trying to remember what the connections were. He might just be leaving Kraid because it's on the way to Mother Brain.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good time save. Ooh. And gravity for DRocky. That is the best major he could have found. He at this point, Rocky is literally just looking for Dragon. I don't think there's anything else he needs in terms of equipment. Maybe one more super pack would be nice, so he doesn't have to charge shot Mother Brain. But if I'm Rocky here, I'm like, if there's not a super on the way, I don't care. Like I'm not going out of my way for anything that's not information that gets me closer to finding Dre.
So, for those of you wondering, the way that item draft works is you ban items and you pick items. Banning means that you can't start with the item. So they started with charge and screw attack as their items here. They banned gravity because they didn't want the other person to start with it.
Right, but banning, importantly, doesn't remove it from the item pool. It just means you can't start with it. The gravity suit and spring ball are still placed in this seed. They're just not guaranteed to start with. Because yeah, if we outright, if items were removed from the pool, there would be parts of the map that you just wouldn't have logical access to. Because, like, for instance, if you ban gravity, there are certain rooms that just aren't navigable in hard logic without gravity. Which, this game is incredibly complex, and there are a lot of really difficult tricks. So, almost anything is possible in this game. But, in terms of the logic of what the randomizer will expect you to do, there are some things that you just aren't going to be expected. Yeah, ban Morph, then you can't finish the game.
Don't start with Morph.
Yeah, but no, that is a perfect example, Skepticon, where if you banned Morph and it removed it from the item pool, you just couldn't finish the game because there are one-tile blocks on the way to Mother Brain, so you just couldn't get to the boss fight even if you didn't have that item. Also couldn't logically finish without Varia, yeah. Yeah, veto, yeah, that might be a better term, vetoing, than banning.
Yeah, because at the beginning you're voting for what items that you want and what items that you don't want. So I think they started off with saying, these are the items that we don't want to start with. And then they're like, okay, if we can't start with those items, then these are the items that we do want to start with.
Yeah.
Hey, and here's Dragon.
Okay. Hi. Did he blind that? I didn't catch if he got... Oh, no, he got the map. Okay.
Yeah, he mapped
so we're in Criteria. So after DRocky kills this boss, all he has to do is... Oh, he's trying to get a spike suit.
Why not,
right? Being a little cheeky here, yeah. Yeah, he also has grapple beam and a good amount of health and gravity suit, so there's... This fight should be pretty trivial. There are a lot of ways it can go wrong, but all he has to do is get gooped, then get grabbed, and then grapple this little electrical thing on the side to damage both himself and Dragon. And just like that, she's dead. Alright, so all Drocky has to do now is go back to Bryn, go back to Norfair, kill Kraid, and then go back to Mother Brain and kill Mother Brain in Meridia.
Yep. Kind of speaking of, so the timer is set up on the escape so that it is based on the amount of rooms that you need to go through in order to get to the ship. Chat, let's do a guessing game. What is the timer going to be when we kill Mother Brain?
So, I'll give chat time to get their guesses in, but I'm puzzling through. Ship was in Norfair, Mother Brain was in Meridia, and I think they were connected to each other. 2 minutes and 45 seconds? I don't know. It also, okay, it has to be in increments of 5 seconds. Unless that was changed in a recent update, the escape timer for hard difficulty will always be increments of 5 seconds. So, unfortunately, it is not possible to get a 69-second timer. Sorry, Toaster. I'm seeing 245, 135, a minute, 420, 105, 120, another 69. Oh, sorry, no. WX fan is talking about 69. Divine with 55.
It can't be 67 for your Zoomers either.
No, it can't be that. Let's see, 140, 115. We still have a little time before we're to that point. Because Rocky still has to go back for Kraid.
I just like just getting his prediction in early because then it gives us a little bit of time to talk about the prediction and
yeah,
how it works.
Yeah, there's definitely been some races where it's just like, oh, we're in the Mother Brain fight. Wait, get your guesses in. It's like, oh, I didn't have much time to think about that. Also, shout outs to WX fan for starting this whole thing. I'm pretty sure he was the one who started it. He's definitely one of the main people who brings it up every time for sure. He makes it a lot of fun. Two tournaments ago? Yeah, is this our third or fourth Map Rando tournament?
This is our third.
Okay.
All right, well, Drocky is on the way to the last boss. Well, second to last boss, technically, because it's Kraid and then Mother Brain. The best part about this race, chat, is that even if Drocky does win it, we get to run it back, and Dule gets a chance to tie it up. And then we get cookies, yes. You want to look out for these rooms right here with the plus around everything. It's got ammo refill, it's got energy refill. You want those. All right, let's see if we get the famous Kraid quick kill. Very nice. Oh no. A little bit of a time loss here. Gonna have to do a infinite bomb jump or just jump up. Any promises of cookies are the responsibility of WX Fan. Please send all hate mail to him. All right, Jubilee is about to fight off the first boss of the seed, Fantoon. While Drocky has defeated all 4 bosses and is working his way to Mother Brain. Nice Zeb skip. All right, that's Mother Brain 1 down.
Woo. All right,
Here comes
so
Mother Brain 2.
again, get your escape timer guesses in. I'm thinking a minute and 10, 70 seconds. I feel like that might be a bit over, but
I'll go 55 seconds.
55? Yeah, I think that's a solid guess. I might have gone with that, but I saw Divine already put that in, so I'm like, let me be a little bit different. Mother Brain is in Meridia, Ship is in Norfair, and they are connected to each other directly.
There it is. Mother Brain 2 is down.
All right.
And we have fast Mother Brain, so we don't even get to fight Mother Brain 3.
Yep. So escape timer coming up in just a couple seconds. What do we at? It is 40 seconds. Wow. I thought it would be short. I didn't think it would be that short. Did anyone guess 40? That's crazy. Just scrolling up to see if I spot a 40. I don't think I see one. I don't see a single person guessing 40. That's crazy. All right, this might be Ship right here, actually. Yep, it's it.
And that's GG for DRockyLizard on game 1.
But there is a game 2. Because this is a best of 3. All right, I don't know if we've seen what the second game mode will be, but I believe, well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how the picking works. I think it's each person picks one, and then the third one is random. So I'm not sure who picked the first game mode, if it was Rocky or Dublé. But am I getting some information here? Third is still chosen. Okay. But yeah, so the second game mode will either be random objectives or it will be our multi-category setting, which is a carryover from the last tournament. Random objectives is easier to explain. Basically, similar to the item draft, each player will veto one objective, and then each player will pick one objective to be guaranteed, and then 2 more objectives will be randomized from the pool of, I think, like 15 possible objectives. So we could see Kraid, Fantoon, Acid Chozo, and Golden Terizo, or it could be mini Kraid room, or it could be a Metroid room. But the runners will know beforehand what those objectives are, I believe. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out if we do random objectives.
Yeah, everyone around the world, welcome back for another DRockyLizard versus Jay Double is Synth coming at you with Words there on co-coms with me. How you doing, Word?
Doing good. That was fun race to start, and we got another one. This one is Varia plus movement, which is an interesting category. This one is left over from, if you saw the last Map Rando tournament, this is one of the settings that was in that tournament. Basically, we start with Varia suit, so you don't have to worry about hell runs. And then on top of that, we get, I believe it's high jump, spring ball, ice beam, grapple. So essentially that means you can do almost every water room in the game. You don't really need gravity for most of it. So it's kind of a way of giving you double suit without giving you double suit. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I've been kind of thinking about the different settings that we can have and like what I would pick and ban in different circumstances. And I feel like this kind of setting is one of those that favors, or it helps out the player whose movement isn't quite as good. Because if you got good movement and you get gravity, then you can just use your good movement to go through water rooms really, really quickly. But if you're forced to do the underwater movement without gravity, you have to take it a little bit slower, and you can, like, it doesn't give the player with better movement as much of his advantage as they would have had otherwise.
Speaking of movement, we found speed right off the bat.
Yeah. That is, again, another set where we don't have to worry about speed locks. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. Oh, and immediately we get Waterway, which is one of our speed checks. So we get an item here. This will probably be something important, maybe Morph.
Yeah, I'm betting Morph, considering we kind of need that to go through the rest of the seed.
Yeah.
But we did talk about last seed how there can be a funny chain of events where Morph Ball can appear like 10 minutes into the seed.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make a call here. Oh, this is not Morph. Oh, interesting. Supers? Okay. So supers are probably gonna be used to kill the Namihe at the bottom of Fire Fleas, which gets us one more item. I was gonna bet on Morph Ball and then that item also being logic, because something a lot of people don't know is there's actually like a small tunnel above this last little wall gremlin at the bottom. So if you have Spring Ball or if you have bombs, you can actually jump over him and get into the space behind him without even killing him. But most of the time when you get here, you have power bombs or supers, so you just kill him because it's easier and faster to do it that way. But that is a very obscure bit of logic that almost never comes up. Okay, we did get our early morph, so our players don't have to worry about that too much. E-Tank for Double.
And Double does not have morph quite yet that I know of.
Right.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, he didn't get supers. I don't know if he's like a little unconfident about his short charges. Because you have to do a short charge. You have to climb up on the little platform above the speed blocks, charge up there, then jump down in the water and spark from there, which is not the easiest thing to do. But oh wait, no, he got supers. He got supers. I'm blind, so he's fine.
The E-Tank makes Fireflies a little bit nicer.
It really does. Yeah, because I saw Rocky going through that before, and it's like it's a bit precarious because those all of the things in that room do a lot of damage, and you're coming out from doing that spark with like 29 health. So yeah, it was very, very smart of Dublé, very, very safe to go find that E-Tank first. That probably was the logical progression anyway, because I don't know that hard logic expects you to go through Firefleet's hitless every time.
The seed seems a little kinder so far, just with the starting items and all the things that you get right off the bat.
Yeah. Oh, we got bombs again, pretty early. So, I mean, by this point, if I'm one of these runners, I'm thinking I'm looking for charge beam, and I'm just about go mode already. Again, you don't really want to fight Ridley with like ice only, but technically you can do all of the stuff with charge beam in this loadout. Again, barring a couple rooms that require gravity, but you can do almost all of the game already with the equipment that we have. Which also makes things very interesting because that means a lot of the map is open. So if one runner goes left and the other one goes right, we could see dramatically different outcomes for how the seed plays out.
Both runners taking advantage of the WX mantra, I call it, which is save early, save often.
Absolutely. 100%. Because there are few feelings worse than like rushing through and getting a lot of progress and skipping saves to save time and then dying really late in that sequence and then just losing all of that progress and having to redo it. So yeah, if you've made progress and you see a save station, 100% take it. They're very few situations where a save wouldn't at least be, you know, helpful for safety. Dublé about to find his bombs. Or did he already find them? Oh yeah, he's just farming afterward.
Yeah, he's already got them.
Let's go, Rocky. Save early, save often.
Love to see it.
Oh, I didn't realize WX even has an emote for it. Let's go.
He's got a shirt
I love
for
that.
it.
Oh, there's a shirt. I might need to get that at some point.
You might need to ask Fifi for it.
WX fan merch when?
WX fan merch when?
Alright, both runners just collecting some stuff, getting the map for wrecked ship. There's not much here. This is our starting location, so we're just moving on to the next area and never coming back. Never have to think about wrecked ship again.
So Drocky's got a slight lead again. Albeit very slight.
Yeah, it's not nearly as big as before. Because again, I mean, the only reason it was such a big disparity in the last race is because Dublé was struggling with Yoink Room. If that hadn't happened, I think it would have been a much closer race.
Oh yeah, definitely. The map room is halfway across the world from where we are, so
Ooh.
doubling back here to go check other portals, it looks like.
Yeah, this is where we could see a lot of divergence in routes here. Because when you see a map that's that far away, you basically have two options. You either try to make your way to that map so you can get the information, or you blind check doors that are nearby in hopes that you don't have to backtrack for stuff later. So we'll see what both runners do here. And also just the order that you check doors in can have a huge impact. So yeah, we'll see. This is a big opportunity for Dublé to make up some time if he happens to pick the right
super missile to try
options.
and green great glitch and did not get it.
That's rough. That might be good though. That's one of the things about like some of these harder tricks. So green gate glitch, for example, is not in hard logic until you have access to 15 super missiles.
Really?
Because it's a hard trick. It's technically frame perfect. You can retry it a bunch of times, but the logic expects you to have to try it a certain number of times in order to get it. So if Rocky had gotten that gate glitch, it would have been out of logic, which could get him something really good early and give him access to some good stuff, or it could send him off on a wild goose chase of stuff he didn't need to do in the first place. So it in the long run, it might actually be good for Rocky that he didn't get that. Well, we'll see how this plays out. Oh, yeah, Rocky's farming. What? Oh, is that his way out? Okay, he's got a double spring ball jump. Is he gonna get it? Nice, first try. Let's go. That is another thing that is not in logic. Double spring ball jumping up crab hole. Although he did have ice and high jump, so he should be able to get out. Should have been able to get out regardless. Oh, he needed a super for this gate. That's what it was. Because he knew if he went up crab hole and came over here, he wouldn't be able to get out until he had gotten a super drop.
Meanwhile, Dublé had taken this route first, so this is slightly ahead on Dublé's side now.
Yep, and that's exactly what can happen. Okay, Dublé is close to the map already. If he goes down the bottom left to Big Pink, he might just be right there. But he's taking the save first. Very understandable. So one thing that's really cool in Map Rando is even if you don't expect to die, even if you never die, saving can still be incredibly valuable because it gives you a place to revert to and pivot. So like with maps in particular, a lot of times you're just going in, you're getting the map, and then you don't need anything else, right? In the area of the map. So having a save before you go for the map can be nice because it's like, oh, there's a major or a boss right next to the place where I saved, and you can revert right back. Whereas if you didn't have that save, you would have to walk all the way back. So it can be a really, really cool way of saving time with routing. Just because you don't have to walk the trek every time if you don't need to keep the items that you found.
So speaking of water movement, we have the main Coliseum here. Mount Everest.
This is, again, when I see grapple in a, like, if the game gives me grapple as just like an item, not like a starting item, I expect to see Everest soon because that's one of the most common uses for it. Okay, we have Mother Brain. We have Kraid.
Yeah.
And Ridley.
We have Ridley.
All in Brinstar. Okay. Rocky is catching up to where Dublé is. Did he get anything out of that little detour? Was it just missiles?
I think it was
I feel
just
like it was
missiles.
just missiles. Yeah. So Rocky about to go down and get that map and get the same information that Dublé just got. It looks like Dublé might be going to Meridia. That's the direction he's headed in. And yeah, this is one of the nice things about this particular situation is Mother Brain and Ridley are in the same area. So you do not have to fight him right now because you're going to have to come back at the end of the seed anyway. So you can just make a note of what bosses are here, leave, go find everything else, and then come back when you're better equipped to deal with Ridley.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good for Dublé because he's in the lead, but just both runners in general because you don't have to worry about. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is a rough fall to take. This is a lot of acid. Okay, he makes it out. If he can make it up this time, he should be fine, but he's going to be taking a lot of damage getting through this room. Okay, he makes it out.
Gets out.
81 health. Oh, and it's amphitheater. Okay, well, on the bright side, the health loss didn't matter. Because he can't go that way anyway.
All right, so now Drocky's got the map information that Dublé has.
Does he go for Kraid and Ridley and those majors, or does he go to Meridia? There's also Norfair over there. So this is an interesting decision point. There's
also Norfair right at the bottom of Everest here, so I would go for the one that's closer to you right now.
Okay,
which is at
I
the
didn't
bottom
even
of
spot
Everest.
that one. Yeah, that's great. I think that's a good call. Yep, and that's exactly what Rocky's going for, I think. Oh no, he's just doing a cross-room jump to get back up.
That makes sense, because now you can get over to that Norfair dip that's at the bottom of Everest.
So this, if Rocky goes Norfair here, that's going to make for a very interesting seed, a very interesting race. Looks like he's going up from Meridia. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting choice. I'm curious to ask these runners afterward why they're both going Meridia. Like, what's the thought process here? Like, to me, it's almost a 50-50, but Norfair is slightly closer, and it's a bigger region, so it's more likely to have more stuff. So I'm curious what the thought process is for going Meridia first. Like, I don't think either option is much better or worse than the other, but I in my mind at least, Norfair has a slight advantage in probability. Norfair loops to Ridley Kraid. Might be better to check last. Yeah, I can see that, Techno. That makes sense. Due to not knowing what's down Norfair, so you could get soft lock. That's true. That is a very good point, Beans. Yeah. Although you wouldn't get soft lock, but it could be a nuisance. Getting back up. Because they have, this is very a plus movement, so they have Spring Ball, they have Ice. They have a lot of options for getting up. Yeah. But I could definitely see that being part of the decision process. Of just like, going down an Everest door is always dangerous because if it's waterlogged, it's more difficult to get back up.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, like, I mean, I was mentioning before... Oh, Rocky, what are you doing? Rocky, what are you doing? Oh, he was trying to save that power bomb. Okay, that makes sense. That's funny. Yeah, because now we can't get back down without farming another PB. Okay, we have Dragon here, so the only boss outstanding is Fantoon. Have we seen Ship yet?
I don't think we've seen Ship yet, no.
Okay. Yeah, I was mentioning earlier, like, the size of the area can be a big influence on which area you want to go to first. Like, Norfair, for instance, is bigger, so it's more likely to have more stuff. However, you can also think about it from the angle of the speed of clearing an area. So, like, if you have Torian and Norfair, and you're just like, okay, well, I'm probably going to be full clearing both, then Torian might be the better pick to do first, because the map might be closer and it might be quicker to rule stuff out. There's always more than one way to look at these things. and it's hard to know, especially in a given seed, which option is better.
I
C
think
is north
having the
and T is
Fantoon
west.
play searching last is definitely something to think about because of how much time you're going to need to find Fantoon, especially if he's in Norfair.
Mm-hmm. Nice thing about Fantoon, though, is if he's the only thing you need, then that just means you have to go straight for the map every time. Like there's no reason to peek doors. Like for instance, if Kraid is the last one, you could enter an area, even if you know Kraid is in that area, he might be right next to the entrance. And then if you go straight for the map and you have to walk all the way back for Kraid. So in those instances, you might be tempted to like do a lot of door peeks to be like, is Kraid here? Is Kraid here? Is Kraid here? And that can lose you a bit of time. Whereas if it's Fantoon, you're just like, he's next to a map. Whichever area he's in, he's next to a map.
Yeah.
I'm trying to parse out what it takes to get to Dragon. It's under West Ocean. I didn't see what the return route is from Dragon after going down there. Like, they have enough equipment, they should be fine. But that's always something you gotta look out for. Because, like, you could go down, kill a boss, and realize you don't have a way out. Yeah, that's another good point, Quick Draw. We've already mentioned the map, the deactivated map being in the same area as Fantoon. The other thing that is always in the same area as Fantoon is the deactivated save room, which is by default in the vanilla game in Wreck Ship. So if you look in the map and there's not... I feel like this doesn't come up often where you can be certain about it, but like if there's not a save that can be a right-facing save, then Fantoon can't be in that area. So like this right here is a right-facing map that can't be Fantoon.
Right.
But it could connect to somewhere else that does have Fantoon. Okay. Quick, he didn't scroll all the way to the right. That concerns me. There might have been an area connector on the east side of Criteria. We couldn't see it. I don't know if Dublé probably looked at it, but I wasn't looking at his screen. There isn't? Okay. Yeah, see, Criteria looks pretty barren. There weren't any majors even that I saw. Yeah, Fantoon Lobby has left map and right save. Yeah, if you remember in the vanilla game, Fantoon is in the basement, and the map is on the left side of that room, and then Fantoon is on the right side of that room. So it maintains that kind of orientation wherever it's placed in the world.
Mm-hmm. Nice jump.
Very nice. Another example of that speedy jump. High jump by itself doesn't get you up to that platform, but if you get just a little bit of runway with speed booster, you can make that jump in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Both runners collecting a few super missiles along the way, which will be a great help for Ridley. Again, technically it's possible to beat Ridley right now, but it's a really tough and slow fight with the current equipment. Oh, right, they don't have charge. Sorry, I'm having some seed bleed. That's my bad.
No charge. No
Last
charge.
seed started with charge, so I'm just thinking, oh, they have charge. It's fine. No. They need ammo or charge beam.
Yeah, missile for Double.
Was this super missile? Okay, let's go. So 15 supers, halfway to Ridley ammo.
Mm-hmm.
They already have plenty of missiles for the Mother Brain 1. So 3 more missile packs, I think, is go mode. If I'm reading it correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yo, nice pillar spark. Yeah, this one this one is really hard to tell who's in the lead at this point. I think it's just whoever finds Fantoon first and whoever can get Ridley ammo first. Good. I think at this point. Yeah.
I was going to say where Double is right now, going towards the map room. I think this is going to be a Fantoon check.
Yeah. And he's very slightly in the lead. I think the lead change will come down to the Fantoon fight itself. Mm-hmm. They're that close behind each other. If Double gets a slow Fantoon and Rocky gets a fast one, it'll be even. Yep, Rocky also getting the pillar spark. Okay, this room right here is tough to do with bombs, which Double does have the power bombs to get through this room without bombs, but understandably he wants to conserve those because when you only have 5, you run out very quickly, and then if you hit a power bomb check, it gets really hard to make up that time because you get stuck farming for a really long time in some cases. Mm-hmm. Okay, we've got Parlor. This is a room where Fantoon shows up a lot. So it is not Fantoon. Yep, that is a right-facing map. So this is not the way forward. Where is Fantoon? So we've seen Meridia, we've seen Bryn, we haven't seen Norfair yet. No one has visited Norfair yet. Ship is here in Torian. That's good information. So we're not doing a blind escape this time.
Yeah, we're just leaving and going to Norfair, I think, at this point.
We've seen Criteria. Have we seen Wreck Ship yet?
I don't remember Wreck Ship, to be honest.
Okay. I feel like we haven't seen Wreck Ship, so at this point, yeah, it looks like Rocky is scrounging for ammo. Was it the first area? Oh, that's right. So, yeah. Fantoon is 100% in Norfair. So both players are going to scrounge for ammo a little bit here, get some extra supers, and then head back down. I'm really... I would have been really curious to see how this played out if one of our runners went to Norfair instead of Meridia. That would have made things very interesting. Okay.
Both players are basically in the same spot, searching.
Yeah. It feels like if there is a lead, I think it's slightly in favor of Rocky, but it's very close right now. I think Rocky has been a little more efficient collecting all these items.
Mm-hmm. This is what we like to see, chat, is a tight race.
Yeah. These are the most fun to watch. For sure. Oh. Wait, did both runners come through the sand hall?
I'm pretty sure they did, yeah.
Ooh, that could be a problem. Because this sand hall is not easy to cross. What Rocky just did is not in logic. This is the sand hall you can't logically cross from left to right with high jump only. You can freeze the Ever to get across like Rocky just did, but if you're not good at getting that freeze, you can't jump across the sandfall. Like there's a spring ball jump you can do, but that's an expert trick. Like this is a precarious spot for Dublé here. Rocky made it through really quickly, all things considered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned the spring ball jump recently, and it is very painful. Okay, yeah, oh, man, that's got to feel bad for Dublé to have to reset out of all of that. However, he is now in the same spot as Rocky. He doesn't have the ammo, but he's in the same location.
Right.
So this could work out. Like if both runners find plasma, that time loss is kind of erased for Dublé.
Right.
Because once you get plasma, the Ridley fight, you don't need the supers anymore.
I mean, we still need charge beam.
Right, that's true. Yeah, charge and plasma. Sorry. My brain is still stuck halfway between this seed and the last one.
It's okay. It happens. That's why you have a COCOM here to help.
Yeah, call me out when I'm totally lying to everyone.
I'll do it too, don't worry.
All right, Rocky again with the grapple kill on Dragon. Should have the health for it, no problem. Yep. Dublay's right behind him. Yeah, these turrets can be quite a frustration in this fight, especially if you don't have a suit, because they're constantly shooting at you until you destroy them. So, especially if you're coming in here with low health, you can be almost dead before you even start the fight if you take too many hits.
Ooh, we're gonna do a special jump here. Nice.
Yo, let's go. Love to see it. And
Only
it's a power bomb.
Oh, is chat onto something? We can CF clip now?
Ooh. Wait, where we CF clipping?
I don't know. But
Oh, we'll
CF
do it
clip
right
is a
here.
thing.
Well,
Why not?
yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it right here in Batuin hallway. Despite he has ice, and the ice clip is much easier. He's just gonna do the CF clip for the swag, clearly.
Clearly.
Ah, come on, Rocky, do it for the fans. No, that Crystal Flash clip is very difficult. Basically, I think you have to jump, place a power bomb at the ceiling of that floor there, like underneath that floor that you're trying to clip through, and then you have to jump and morph and be in the right spot at the right frame to trigger the Crystal Flash below the floor, and then you'll clip through after the Crystal Flash. But I've seen people trying it and struggling with it really bad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I do not wish that upon anyone. I've never actually attempted it myself, but it looks painful. Spring Ball Maze TF clip? Yeah. That one's still an option. Dublé making quick
Clean
work of these metal
kill.
pirates. Yeah. Very clean. Okay. Rocky about to give us our first peek into Norfair. What did we miss? I'm gonna laugh so hard if Fantoon is right here.
Just like right at the beginning.
Oh, no. That's interesting. That's a very interesting map location. Yeah, so Rocky is slowly but surely building on this lead here. Again, Fantoon can cost a lot of time. Plasma is there. I think Dublé obviously doesn't know where everything is in the seed, or he doesn't know where Rocky is. He probably guesses that he's behind. But in the current situation, I think Dublé just has to hope for a quick charge plasma, maybe in a door that Rocky chooses not to check or something, because otherwise he's going to have a hard time getting back into the seed, because Rocky has basically full info now, and he only needs one more super to be in go mode. Dublé is going back to W. Oh. I hope not. No, he's just going back for the save, I think. They really save often. I hope he's not going back for wreck ship, because we've already cleared that. We did everything there. That's where we started.
Yeah. We're doing 2 refills side by side.
Yeah, but one of those refills is significantly faster than the other. You can also see Dublé shaking his head. He's not happy with how things are going right now. I think he can feel it, that he's behind where he should be. Rocky cleaning up Fantoon. Space elephant found.
Hold. That's a fast.
Yep, quick fast with 3 or 4 on the Doppler.
That's another fast.
Yep. Another decent Doppler. This should be an easy 3 round. Did not get the second fast, or the third fast. This is most likely a slow. Yeah, because the left mid is a very rare pattern. Okay, Doppler and a super should kill here.
Very nice.
Very clean Fantoon. Yeah, very clean.
And Dublé is right behind Drocky here.
Yeah, he's feeling bad right now, but he's not that far behind. The only major problem here is the one major of charge beam, which we saw a few major. Oh, there's a few majors here. Drocky just got the map, so one of these could be charge. We could also see charge in Bryn next to Ridley and Kraid, because there were a couple majors there. Dublé taking the save, and Rocky is understandably skipping. Oh no, never mind. Okay, I misread the map. He's going for the majors. There's charge right there.
Oh, charge beam.
So
go
that
for Drocky.
Yeah, and that kind of erases the mistake from Dublé of not being able to make it back from Parlor, because he doesn't need all that ammo that he was collecting. So this is interesting. Rocky still has a slight lead, but it's close enough that like this could turn around very quickly if something goes wrong for Rocky.
Yeah, 4 tank, or even 3 tank for that matter. Ridley is scary as heck.
Oh, okay, never mind. He has charge. Rocky skipping that super is a bit weird to me, but he doesn't need it. And yes, Pizza, the blue gates do also expect 15 missiles or supers, a combination of the two. You can have 5 supers and 10 missiles to put it in logic, or 10 supers and 5 missiles. It just needs 15 shots. Yeah, Ridley and Mother Brain can go wrong even with this equipment. Yeah, we still have 2 bosses to kill on top of Mother Brain, like before we can even get to Mother Brain.
Yeah.
So we're both in go mode, but there's still a lot of game to be played. Although Dublé doesn't know yet that he's in go mode. He doesn't know that charge is right there, but he'll find it on the way out for sure.
Yeah, he's got to. To stay in this race, he has to anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, it would be a very strange decision to skip out on that if he saw it and didn't take it.
Very clean Fantoon fight from Double.
Very nice.
Thank you, Room of Death is a little dangerous now that it's turned on with Wreck Ship on. Chat noticing all the instruments in Double's room. Wonder if Double's a musician. What do you think, chat? I'll learn to play someday. Oh, this is going to be a Ridley fight for Drocky. Let's see how well this works out with only 4 E-tanks. And that's a quick Ridley fight down. I love the free A-tank. Where is the ship? Centaurian. Don't put me on pizza. A prime answer would be 7. I'll also accept 11. Two side-by-side crate kills. One gets the quick kill, the other one does not. It's prime time for Word's triumphant return.
Hi. Hello, I'm back. Sorry about that. So what did I miss? Looks like Rocky has killed both bosses, and Dublé is trying to clean up Ridley?
Yep. That's pretty much all you missed.
Neat. And with 25 supers, this could be a pretty quick Ridley fight, too. Looks like Dublé having some indecision here. I guess he's trying to... I know it can be like tough sometimes to figure out where you're going on the map, because like there's every time you pause, you have to sit through the cutscene of the pause menu fading in and then fading out afterwards. So it's like you want to not pause very often. So sometimes you end up like, okay, I remember Ridley was in this direction, so let me go this way and hope I remember the map well enough to get there without checking the map. And then sometimes that costs you more time than it would have to just pause. So it's definitely a tough thing to figure out. All right, Rocky is getting to Mother Brain. So barring some tragedy, you should have a pretty solid lead here. Ship was in Torian? That's pretty far away.
Your escape timer guesses right now, because we're going to be getting escape timer here in very quick time.
Get your guesses in.
I'm going to go with a clean 2 minutes.
Yeah. I'm going to say 2:35. But we all overestimated the last one, so who knows? Maybe it's like 1 minute and 40. All right, looks like, yep, that's the end of Mother Brain 2? Yes, 2 for Rocky. So all that's left is the escape. Who?
Time bomb is set. Escape immediately. You have
220. Do I see? Congratulations, Divine. For 220, you have won 47 internet points. Congratulations.
I want to recount. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Get the script in advance. Sorry, chums. But this is a long enough escape where if Divine fails it once or twice, that could give Dublé
talking about Rocky failing it.
Sorry. If Rocky fails it a couple times, that could bring Dublé right back into it. However, a longer escape does mean there's more leniency, because there's like a certain multiplier applied to each room time. So if a room takes 5 seconds, it's going to take like 7.5 seconds to. It's going to give you that much time on the timer, so he has even more room for mistakes than he normally would on a long escape timer. I'm running as fast as I can.
The pillars didn't get it.
Rip. That is a nice time save on an escape when you can get it, but he also has space jump and screw attack, so it's not the end of the world. Ooh, that's a nice spark. I don't know how much time that saves, but that was cool. That's what matters. Okay, we're back to Parlor. I don't remember exactly where the ship was, but it's close by. He's got 40 seconds left, so this should be...
Oh, he's right there.
Oh,
he's right there.
He's got to go back. Took a wrong turn. He's still got plenty of time, but that wrong turn does feel bad.
Here's the chip.
And time.
Time.
With an official... Where's the race time room? This official race time of 49 minutes and 59 seconds. Dublé seeing the win, chooses to forfeit. Very close race. GG's to both of our runners. Yeah, absolutely. Get your GG's in chat. Yeah, that was a very close race. I enjoyed watching that, commentating that. And again, like that, a lot of that came down to just how they handled Parlor, or where the Torian map was, because they got the information that Fantune wasn't there and that Ship was there.
All right, we're being joined by both runners, although Rocky's muted, so we'll have to wait just a moment here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
Welcome. GG's.
Thank you. That was, race 2. I feel much better about race 2 than race 1.
Yeah, you made that very, very close.
Was close. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, good game. Good game, Jay.
Hey, thanks. Good win. The first game I got stuck in Yoink, and that basically was just like my whole brain forgot how to play after that.
Yeah, but, that's a tricky jump there, and I almost fell in going like the first time in, because it's, anything can happen in that door jump.
Sure. I took an extra death on it that I shouldn't have, because I was like, I was thinking about how the crab maze was over there and there was a save, and I was like, I should have gone and saved once I gone through. I'm going to save after the baby, and I wasn't paying attention to the baby, and the baby killed me. I was like, oh, that was a stupid.
Okay, so you had like less than 40 or 80 or whatever it was, and the baby just wiped you.
Yeah, and because I had like already done Yoink 3 or 4 times, I was like not picking up the reserve anymore. I was like, I'll just get it on the way back. I've got screw attack, I'll be fine. And I just like, my mind blanked for a moment as I was thinking ahead and took a death, and I was just like, well, that seems about right.
Yeah. The beginning for that one was really tricky. It was like it had you go back and forth, and then there's a major way out there in the middle of nowhere, so you're like, okay, well, that could be like gravity or spring ball, and it turned out to be wave, so I just reverted out of it because I didn't think it was necessary at that point. And then like once you got through the door jump into Fish Tank and like kind of just got the map there in Norfair, I think. I forgot.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, it opened up and it was like, okay, here, now we can play.
That's about where I got to. I think I killed Fantune and got the map, and that's about when you finished. So it was just kind of like, well, all right. It must have been, I kind of intuited that it must have opened up quite a bit after that.
Yeah.
With this second seed, I think the biggest mistake I made is once I got into Turian, For some reason, I thought that it was the other Eva room, so I thought I was going to be able to get back out. So I collected a bunch of X's and a E-tank or two, and I was like, all right, now I can kill Ridley. And then I had to revert out back, and I went to Norfair last, and everything was in Norfair, so that kind of sucked.
I did the same thing you did. I went into Criteria, I went into Turian, because I didn't know where Fantoon was, right? That was the only boss we didn't know. And like, well, I don't want to leave him behind, and I might as well just start collecting ammo. So I collected, like, I think a totality of like 1 super missile in Criteria and like a super missile and an E-tank and a power bomb in Turian. I was able to get back just at the time freezing that last ever on the far right. But that's, at that point I was like, should I not have just reverted, because I saved at the top of the West Ocean. If you go down to Norfair first instead, you probably win. You probably finish this in like 40 minutes, right? Because you get plasma and charge there, and that's pretty much it. That's all you need.
Right.
And then you don't have to go into Criteria. You don't have to go into Turian. It just saves like 10 minutes.
Yeah, because you see all the bosses here in Brinstar. You probably save Kraid and Ridley because Mother Brain's here. So you go up to Meridia, you end up seeing Dragon, you kill Dragon, Fantoon's done, so you turn back around and just finish the game. Like, if you go Norfair first, it's a fast seed.
Yeah, it's really fast.
I actually wanted to ask both of you about that. When you had that fork in the road and you had the option to go up to Meridia or down to Norfair, what was your thought process on why you both picked Meridia and Norfair? Because you both went the same way, and I was kind of curious like what the reasoning was, because I was kind of hoping to see you go different directions, to see some divergence in routing.
It would have made for better theater, I know, but Jay probably would have beaten me if he had done so. So the reason why I went up to Meridia instead was because I saw there was a loop in Norfair that would spit you out in like right by the bosses, Ridley, Kraid. And so I figured if there is something, if Fantoon is up there, or like, because I didn't know where 2 bosses were, right? Fantoon and Dragon. Like, if I go up to Meridia, I spot 1 boss, I clear them out, and I go down to Norfair where the other boss might be. Then I can just go to the left side of Norfair and clean up. The problem was that when you get the Meridia map, you see 2 more areas, Turian and Criteria, and you're like, oh man, did I really make the right choice? Because now then I got to explore those areas to see if Fantoon was there. So that's kind of why, because I thought it would wrap up nicely if the bosses were placed in the way that I thought they would be, which we were wrong. Or I would say we were wrong, but like, because Dragon had Meridia and Norfair had Fantoon. Like, that's fine. That would have been the better play if like Criterion and Turian were in Norfair. Like, that would be the best play. It was just bad. It was just a bad luck for both me and Jay, I think.
My reasoning is kind of actually, like, I think theoretically worse. So my reasoning of why I went Meridia instead of Norfair was we came over from Wreck Ship on the right and Meridia was up. And I kind of had the feeling that the world was going to open up to the top and that Norfair was just a loop that connected at the bottom. That was what I assumed was going to be the case. And so the reason I chose to go up is because I was hoping, I was trying to like meta think that like, okay, so Norfair seems like an obvious choice. DRock's probably going to go down to Norfair. I'm going to take a gamble and go up to Meridia and hope that I find something that makes all of this better, and like basically just trying to like make a bet against it, and it bit me because it wasn't the right move. That's a legitimate strategy, because when I'm going to play players that are like above me in skill, I'll think, okay, well, you know, they'll take this place, and the fact that their movement and tech is so much better than mine, I have to think that if I go his exact way, they're just gonna clean me out. So I gotta go down, or like go the other way and hope that was like gravity or something like that. So that was exactly my thought. It was exactly my thought, and it just happened to be that I thought it in a way that put me on the exact same path as you.
Yeah. So we outthought each other. Did you soft lock out and run out of super missiles when you first got into Brinstar?
I think I got like I think I even had like a funny face reaction on it because I got like super lucky that I walked in and had one left, and I was like, well, thank God. I got just like super lucky on that.
Yeah,
I was also. Oh, good.
No, I had to. I just had to revert because I was out of super missiles at that point. And then when I kept going through the bottom of that ice hall, I forgot what it's called, the ice speed room. And then there's another there's a super door down there. And then there was a super to get through in the big pink. I was like, dude, this is such a trolly thing. But they did give us a refill beforehand. I just didn't take advantage of it, so I had to reset. Lost a couple minutes there.
I also was a little bit stressed in the beginning of the seed because like we spawned and there was speed booster and I was like, okay, here we go. And then like I went over to Cathedral and like I was just like, I'm gonna check the item before I move on, and like totally spaced that you start with Morph Ball in this mode. So I was like, oh, I can't get the item.
Oh no.
And so I turned around and then I was like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. And then I like morphed and I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I just thought I couldn't do it. Which is funny because I think Cosine was over there too, which was a major, and it was just like one of those like
bombs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the funny thing is when I was picking modes, I banned no objectives because I was like, man, I don't want to do no objectives. But like Varia movement was the next one I didn't want to do, and I should have banned Varia movement, thinking that you would then ban no objectives and do Gravity 9-1, which is what I probably should have done. But
yeah,
I was okay.
I was like waffling between Varia and Gravity. Like it's not like an immediate Varia. Like okay, yeah, I like movement items and everything, but like I like to do the soup. I like to kill Ridley suitless. Like I think I'm okay at it to where I think it would be something. And I saw you do it when we were practicing. It's like it's not something that like you can lord an advantage over a lot of players these days. Everyone's getting good at it, and that kind of just told me like, okay, this will be a slower seed, right? Because there's no gravity, but I was okay with doing VAR movement. It was one of the ones that I would usually pick in last year's tournament. But
I wish
I didn't want to do double suit though.
Yeah, I wish more than anything that the seeds would have been backwards, because getting stuck in Yoink and having that death loop on the like inaugural race of the tournament just got in my head a bit too much.
No, totally understandable.
I was just like, great, first time on Restream, first race of the tournament, and here I am dying in this room over and over and over again. And of course, once you start thinking that way, it only gets worse, right?
Yeah, I totally.
Yeah, it's really hard to come back from that sort of thing. I've been there. I think we've all been there.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, but it goes to show how skilled you are at doing these seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's it's really hard to manage like the not getting in your head too much thing. That's the toughest part for me.
Absolutely. But you did really well on that second. Like it was neck and neck the whole way. Like you both got to the Torian map at the same time, both realized it wasn't Fantoon at the same time, and even after Dublé realized that he couldn't get across the sand hall, he reverted and he ended up right next to where Rocky was after having come back through the sand hall. The only difference was ammo, and then you found charge and plasma, so you didn't need the ammo anyway. So like it ended up like even right up until the end. I think Rocky just had slightly better Kraid and Ridley, but other than that, y'all were like right next to each other the whole way.
Yeah, it's. I think ironically, Jay said he had a better match in the second one, which I agree. It's just that routing just killed both of us. It was not very good. We'll look back at it and be like, man, we could have sliced off 10 minutes. But that's how it is, It's we could have done a pivot save or something, see what was in Norfair, but it was it was a much closer game, which I think people appreciated more. It would have been interesting if Jay took Norfair. I think he probably would have won.
Yeah, I mean, really, when you look at the map, though, like because there is that loop down there in Norfair, and there's an exact similar kind of loop right here in Meridia, like the seed could have been the exact opposite, right? Norfair could have been the one that opened up to a bunch of dead end zones, and Meridia the loop that had all the majors. It really is just kind of a, luck of the draw thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, Luckily, we both picked the same route because you would have beaten me at least 5 minutes had you not.
Yeah, but then we would have got a game 3. Some type of terrible.
Oh, some nice random
seed.
objectives.
I
Well, we'll
think
see
the viewers
plenty of
would have
those.
appreciated a third game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's a lot of games in this tournament. So,
Oh,
Yep.
for sure. I'm looking
plenty
forward
of
to it.
yeah. GG's again, Jay. That was
Yep.
really fun. Glad you got your
It
feet
was a
wet
good
right
race.
now, ready to. You got at least two more games, So
Yep.
it's always fun.
Now it's now the cobwebs and the nerves are dusted off. So next time I can do a little better.
Exactly.
There you go.
All right,
Cool.
GG's the rest of the way.
Yep. You too.
Any other questions, Sneth? Words?
No, I don't got
Um,
any other questions.
Yeah, most of what I had was just like the Norfair Meridia choice, and then just the fact that y'all were like so close together even after the Sand Hall shenanigans. That's the really good race number 2.
Good. It's what the people want. All right, I'm gonna eat some lunch, kick back, and watch the next race.
Right. Well, everyone in chat,
me
make
too.
sure to follow our runners. They did a great job. They both have their own Twitch channels. If you like Super Metroid Map Randomizer, you'll get a lot of it from these two. And again, shout outs to these guys that did a great job. Shout outs to Sinith, WX Fan, Brucey, and Divine for all the setup and the work to put this thing on, and everyone behind SpeedGaming in the Map Rando tournament. I really am loving this. It's only one match in, but like I'm loving this tournament so far. I'm really excited to see where all of this goes.